From Clemson's Death Valley, it's the home opener for the Tigers as Louisiana Tech, the giant killer, comes calling to take on the Clemson Tigers. Hi again, everyone, and welcome into Clemson Tiger football on CSS along with Will Merritt. I'm Matt Hogue, and this is an interesting matchup today. Obviously a rematch from the Humanitarian Bowl from a year ago. Louisiana Tech has high aspirations. They play big-time teams on the road, and they think they can get it done today, Will.
There's no doubt about it. This team coming in after a rematch in the bowl game where they feel like they had a letdown, they know they can come in and spoil Clemson's home opener.
Defensively today, a key player to look at for Louisiana Tech is Michael Johnson, who really gets after it.
Michael Johnson playing at the free safety, going to have a tough time with Clemson's wide receivers, but led the team with 9 tackles last week. Look for him to have a big game.
And where they slip on defense, they make up for it on offense. Luke McCown is a treat to watch at quarterback.
Sure is. Last week threw the ball 66 times, completing 38 of those for 3 touchdowns, as well as never had 1 interception.
Now for the Clemson Tigers today, Bernard Rambert will not play, tendonitis. So Yusuf Kelly will get most of the carries, but this is where the depth pays off for Tommy Bowden.
Sure does. Yusuf only carried it 5 times last week. Look for him to have to carry a lot more of the load this week for the Tigers.
And of course, carrying the largest load is Willie Simmons, his second career start today. Very effective against Georgia. Figure his athleticism can make a difference today.
17 for 37, 165 yards, 1 TD, 1 interception in his first career start ever. Coming back home, got a homecoming. Look for Willie to have a big day.
Tiger faithful are here. It's Iptay Day, the 61st season of Death Valley, and we're ready to lift the lid right after this. Memorial Stadium, Clemson Tiger football sponsored by Shoney's. We can't wait to have you over. And by Liberty National Life, homegrown, hometown service for life insurance. Along with Will Merritt, Matt Hogue, we are set to go. The 2002 home opener for the Tigers after an encouraging performance at Georgia. The orange shirts are ready to go against Louisiana Tech, and down the hill they come. And Will, I know that is a spine-tingling entrance. And for you, after being 1 year removed from playing for the Tigers, it's got to be tough to be up here now.
I tell you what, it is. I'm having a tough time with it right now, Matt, but I tell you, I'm so excited for those guys right now. That is, it's been tagged, and it is the most exciting 25 seconds of all of college football, and I can feel it for them right now.
Here's the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs, and if there is a team in college football that would not be intimidated by all of this, it could be Louisiana Tech. They've played in some very imposing, hostile environments over the years. This year on the schedule, Texas A&M and Penn State, just to mention a few, but they've played and won at Alabama. They have played at Auburn, Southern California, you name it. If it's a top name in college football, Louisiana Tech has probably made a trip there. They come off a win last week over Oklahoma State, a come-from-behind win, 39-36. Tommy Bowden, of course, in his 4th season with the Tigers, and all-time 2-0 versus Louisiana Tech. One of those, a victory when he was at Tulane. So we are just about set to go. Louisiana Tech won the toss but deferred to the second half, so Clemson will get the ball to start this home opener. Tommy Bowden's coaching combatant, Jack Bicknell, the son of the legendary Boston College head coach. And Jack Bicknell actually played here in Death Valley for Boston College back in the early 80s on those great Doug Flutie teams. So we're set to go. The Tigers will have Brian Mance and Jackie Robinson back to return the kick. And a fine kicker, one Louisiana Tech feels could win the Lou Groza Award. Josh Scobie will kick off for Louisiana Tech. Only one meeting in the series. That was the Humanitarian Bowl, one Will remembers well from last year. A big win for the Tigers, who actually led that game 49-10 going into the 4th quarter. Have you thawed out yet?
Yeah, I have. You know, I'm just sitting here trying to take it all in right now.
That one was played in snow. This one will be played in typical South Carolina September weather. Hot but comfortable. And here's Josh Scobie to meet the football. And we're underway. A short kick. It'll be Mance taking it on a hop at the 15. A good seam. He gets the 25, the 30, breaks it loose, and the kicker, Scobie, finally runs him out of bounds at around the 45, so a short field for the Tigers, thanks to the senior from Manning.
No better way to start a ball game right there than to get good field position. Brian Mance taking it right up the gut. You can see that they worked all week long on the special teams. They felt that was one of the biggest letdowns. Here comes Brian Mance busting it right up the seam to get them good field position to start this ball game off.
That area probably is what prevented Clemson from defeating Georgia. They beat them in every other facet of the game. So first down for Simmons and company at the 45. And they'll go no backs, 5 wide receivers. Little shuffle pass to the inside. And across the 50 goes Justin Miller, I believe, on offense. And he'll be close to a first down, about 9 yards, as Adam McConaughey finally brought him down. For Clemson, up front, Gary Bird, Nick Black, Jermaine Chester, Greg Walker, and Brantley, our Clemson offensive starters, sponsored by Shoney's. And the backs and receivers, you see Simmons, the trigger man, Kelly Elliott's first career start, Robinson, Youngblood, and Ben Hall, the tight end today. And on second down and a yard, Simmons will go under center. And the handoff this time goes to Kelly. And I don't think he has the first down. The interior front for Louisiana Tech, led by Carlin Thomas, their fine senior defensive end. Shoney's presents the Louisiana Tech defense. Spencer Young, a fine defensive end. Jamel Cage, Chris Van Hoy had a tackle for loss last week, and then Thomas, who just made the stop. Linebackers, Marshall, McConaughey, and Randall, a very good one. And in the secondary, Shepard, Johnson, and Brazil. Third down 1 for the Tigers in Bulldog territory. Simmons with time. First down, Youngblood has it and more to the 35, dragging tacklers to the 30, and the Tiger drive continues on a third down conversion. Brandon Avance finally wraps up the junior from Jacksonville.
Look for that tandem all day long, as you see right here. Willie got plenty of time. Offensive line doing a great job up front. Kevin Youngblood wide open in the middle of the field. Hey, if they can get that, be a big day for the Tigers.
Kelly, the single back for Willie as he drops back into the gun. First down from the 30. Early first quarter here. Clemson on the first possession of the game. And again, Simmons will put it up. He wants the home run. Robinson down there, incomplete, as he bumps with Willie Shepard.
Well, you know, early in the ball game, you just got a first down. You're in great field position. May as well go for it. See him getting tangled up right there in the end zone.
Robinson did a good job getting free of Shepard, then had to readjust. High formation now for the Tigers, 2nd and 10. Kelly will get the call off right in, and he'll have 3 or 4.
Good block by Gary Bird, getting out there, lead blocker on that right side, pulling Bird around the end. As you can see, Kelly wants to follow some of the bigger offensive linemen that Clemson has this year.
McConaughey, another start for Louisiana Tech, their linebacker. He had 4 tackles last week against Oklahoma State, number 44 in white. As you see, Yusef Kelly getting the start today. Tigers, another third down situation. Third down 7 now from the Bulldog 27. That's Tony Elliott in motion to the far side. Simmons, short drop, fires complete to Elliott. Just shy of the first down, though, by about a half yard inside the 21, but he needed the 20.
Middle of the field's wide open right now for Clemson. You can see they're releasing the back out of the backfield, having to draw the linebacker row. It's opening up the middle of the field for him, and Clemson's just picking that center seam right apart right now.
And Will, as an offensive lineman, an early statement here on 4th and short.
Well, I think this is a no-brainer. You got the crowd behind you right now. You got to go for it.
And Simmons plows through the middle. It looks like a Clemson first down. They mark it flat across the 20-yard line.
Looks like they got a really good push with their center and both guards. Got a front.
And Louisiana Tech now calls a timeout as you see Simmons plunging forward.
Nick Black doing a great job there at left guard to get good push. Willie just rides on his back and gets him the yardage.
Clemson Tigers on the first possession of the game have Louisiana Tech on its heels. We'll be back.
They're grilling again. We're going over.
They just had us over last week.
Oh, yeah. I can almost taste it.
But my hair.
Don't worry, honey. They love us. Hold it. We've hit the mother load. 12 ounces of delicious T-bone.
Shoney's is serving up family favorites at a price you'll love. Classics like our original half-a-pound and grilled chicken entrees or our 12-ounce T-bone steak. And try one of 3 tasty toppings for just 99 cents more. Shoney's, we can't wait to have you over.
No score, but Clemson threatening. They have the ball just outside the Louisiana Tech 20-yard line.
And you know, Matt, you've seen what we really thought we'd see early on from Tigers, and that's very balanced run-to-pass ratio. And here we go.
Yeah, that play you just saw actually was waved off. Louisiana Tech got a timeout before Clemson snapped the ball, so the 4th and short play will happen again. Same play, Simmons trying to get the first down, and a late surge may have done it. We'll see after they umpire.
That's why you never stop your feet. You never stop your feet. Keep the feet pumping. Keep those knees high. Follow your big hogs up front. You'll get that first down eventually.
So the Tigers have a 3rd down conversion, now a 4th down conversion, and they switch personnel and have 1st and 10 just inside the Bulldog 20-yard line. Early first quarter, along with Will Merritt, Matt Hogue with you. Tigers trying to draw first blood. Simmons in the gun, Reese Curry in there now in motion. Willie will roll, the little dump off to Youngblood. Nice sidestep as he got around Curtis Randall, one tackler, and gets extra yardage before Antonio Crow finally brings him down.
Yeah, Youngblood, a guy that a lot of people forgot about, sitting out the entire year last year with that broken leg. He's got to be the factor for the Tigers. If they're going to be successful on offense, you've got to get the ball in his hands as many times as possible.
Had 6 catches against Georgia last week. Willie Simmons already 37 yards through the air, and he's completed 4 of 5 passes. 2nd and 3 here. And just inside the 14-yard line, Simmons flares it out to Kelly. He has some room. The 10, the 5, knocked out of bounds at the 1-yard line. It was Crow making the stop again, but Kelly just shy of a Clemson touchdown.
That's the thing that Yusef Kelly gives the Tigers right there. He's able to release out of the backfield and make a catch and get extra yardage. You can see him right here. Nobody's even covering him out of the backfield. Linebacker's late to get over there. He's got a full head of steam. Don't let that guy get rolling.
Tigers now to the 2 tight end set. Kelly is the tail of the eye. 1st and goal. Kelly gets the call. Touchdown, Clemson Tigers.
Left guard Nick Black made that play happen right there. If you'll see Nick Black, the left guard's going to pull around, stick it up in there. Tell you what, nothing makes an offensive lineman feel better to know that they call your number down on the goal line and you can produce. Let your big back just ram it right in there for 6.
Kelly, his 4th career touchdown, and here it is again, Will, behind Big Black.
See Nick Black right there just swallows the linebacker. Keith Kelly follows the gap. 6 points for the Tigers early on. Nice surge.
Aaron Hunt for the point after. He boots it up and good. And Clemson, an early 7-0 lead over Louisiana Tech in the home opener. A crisp drive down the field on the game's opening possession. We'll be back for the kickoff. A nice 55-yard drive in 10 plays. 10:51 left first quarter, along with Will Merritt, Matt Hogue. We welcome you back to Death Valley. Willie Simmons marching the Tigers down the field. Nice 3rd down conversion, then called his own number to gain a 4th down conversion. And then the 1-yard run by Yusef Kelly, his 4th career touchdown.
That drive 2 set up, Matt, just you can't forget how much special teams play a huge factor. The big return off the opening kickoff sets the Tigers up in great field position. I'm sure Louisiana Tech would like the exact same outcome on their first receiving opportunity.
So Aaron Hunt set to boot it away for the Tigers. Eric Franklin and Moats back deep for the Bulldogs. This is Franklin dribbling the ball in the end zone, and he'll take a knee and will come out to the 20. Well, Louisiana Tech sports one of the top passing offenses in the country. They have really for quite some time, but especially the last couple of years, under quarterback Luke McCown. Last week they trailed Oklahoma State 36-18 heading into the final quarter, scored 18 points, or actually, I'm sorry, 21 points in that quarter to win 39-36. McCown had 448 yards passing for his head coach, Jack Bicknell. He's got a single back, Joe Smith. First down from the 20. A play fake for McCown. He sets over the middle, caught by DJ Curry. He's got lots of yardage out to the 45, so big play for Louisiana Tech on first down. Brian Mance made the stop for the Tigers. Let's take a look at the Shoney's Louisiana Tech offense. Tywan Bro at the tackle, Lips, Murph, Gilmore, and Laverne is an NFL prospect at the right tackle. There's McCown, the quarterback, Smith, the single back, and then a lot of receivers, King, Franklin, Harris, and Davis. And DJ Curry, who just made the catch. There was some question he would play today with a separated shoulder, but he's really their best returning receiver this year. First down from the 45. They hand to Smith, breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage and surges ahead. He'll have 5 for Louisiana Tech. Nick Eason makes the stop for the Tigers. Eason really the anchor of that front line. Khalid Vaughn, Washington, and Brian McNeil, very experienced. This Clemson defense young a year ago, but a lot more veteran this season. Leak, Thomas, and Sampson, the leading tackler against Georgia last week. And the secondary, Brian Mance, Altroy Bodrick, of course, coming back off the injury. Eric Meekins and Kevin Johnson today in for Toure Francis, who unfortunately is out for the year with the torn ACL. 2nd and 5. McCown flings it out, and it is complete on the near sideline. That's Alton Bryant, promising freshman for Louisiana Tech, making the catch.
You're seeing from the get-go what La Tech wants to do on offense. They want to put the ball in the air. That's where they'll have the most success. This secondary of Clemson will be tested today all day long from the beginning to the end.
First down for the Bulldogs, who have moved from the 20 out to the Tiger 45. And they go with 5 wide receivers. McCown in the shotgun.
It will be imperative for Clemson to get some type of pass rush on McCown today. They have to get in his face, deflect a pass, maybe get him on his back a couple of times, or it will be a long day for that secondary.
McCown, the junior, out of Jacksonville, Texas, from a quarterbacking family. Clemson leading 7-0 early first quarter. McCown sets, plenty of time, pass incomplete over the middle. That went off the hands of Freddie King, another freshman receiver.
Well, that's the kind of play when the ball gets up in there. You really want one of your guys to be over there just to scoop it up. You can see he's got tons of time. No pressure on him right now. The ball's deflected up. That's when you really want one of your either linebackers to be dropping. Hopefully Eric Sampson right there on the coverage. Man, I'll tell you what, he'd like to have that one back and have his head on a swivel.
McCown 53 career touchdowns coming into this game. And nearly 6,700 yards in his 2-year career so far. He's got 2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs at the 45. They'll hand away to Smith. Keeps the legs churning, but short yardage, only about 3 down to around the Clemson 42.
Real good job by the defensive line right there. You saw him spread the offensive line out. It stretched the play out, really no hole. Did a good job to get a little bit of yardage when there was really not much there.
And a big play here, Will. 3rd and long situation. That's what you want to force this offense into.
Well, you want to force this stadium into it, too. You get them in a 3rd and long, let the fans get a little wild, let them get a little loud. This is when you can really produce on defense.
McCown hears it from the Tiger faithful. 3rd and 8. All kinds of time for McCown, now flushed out, throws on the run, too high for Curry, down at the 15, incomplete.
Good job, Eric Meekins coming over right there, adding some pressure. Obviously heard a little footsteps, a little gun shy there, forcing the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs to punt on their first possession. Huge for momentum for Clemson in this first quarter.
So what started as an explosive drive for Louisiana Tech is stonewalled by the orange shirt Clemson defense. And here's Dustin Upton, who punted 11 times against Oklahoma State, as you see. Hard to believe in a game that produced over 70 points. Good snap, time to get it away. Brian Mance waits on it for the Tigers, calling for the fair catch, and he makes it at the 7-yard line. And a flag down, and this could be an interference, a halo penalty against the Bulldogs, which will help because Will took the fair catch inside the 10.
Tell you what, you're sitting over as an offensive lineman, you sit on that sidelines and you're thinking, just get us a little something. You got to get us out of that hole. But this will definitely help if the penalty goes against the Bulldogs, which I believe it does.
The halo penalty a little more severe this season in college football. If there's contact 15 yards, this will be a 10-yard penalty. So it used to be 5 yards regardless. Now a little more severe a penalty.
I think this is a good penalty, to be honest with you, because you got the guy back there. He really, his eyes are on the ball. He can't see the man coming at him. It's a really good way for somebody to get hurt. I think this is one of the very few good rules that have been instated in the past couple years.
8:34 first quarter, Clemson leading 7-0. They have the ball back. The defense, a good job. And Willie Simmons and company will go to work. A more traditional 2 wide receiver set this time and 1 back. Louisiana Tech shows blitz and whistles blow, and we may have motion.
I believe we do. I believe we got somebody up there on the offensive line moving a little bit too early. Of course, Matt, that would have never happened to me. Never.
Well, the Tigers move back 5 yards.
That'll make it 1st and 15 from the 12-yard line.
Well, I tell you what, that's a close call right there, Matt. I didn't see anybody move before the snap. The referees must have seen something we didn't.
And the Tigers replay first down from around the 12-yard line. And the call will go to Kelly. Nice hole off the right side. He gets across the 15, gets the penalty yardage back, and stopped around the 18.
Yeah, good job on that zone blocking right there by the offensive line. You see all of them moving kind of in harmony. It looks like they really know what they're doing. You got a big time combo right there with Ben Hall and Derek Brantley. Really good surge there. It's called setting the jam and setting the point. Do a really good job on that right side over there to give Kelly an opportunity.
So 2nd and 9. Tigers back into the gun here with 4 wide receivers. Curry in motion. Simmons sets over the middle. Pass is caught by Derek Hamilton in traffic. A nice catch. His first catch of the season, believe it or not.
Boy, I tell you what, right here you can see when the guy's in motion, Willie's got good time. Offensive line setting the wall. And here's the arm strength of Willie. Quick release to Derek Hamilton. Man, I tell you what, that really, really looked good.
So a 3rd and short for the Tigers. Keep this drive alive deep in their end of the field at the 25. Louisiana Tech crowds the line. They bling the blitz. Flag down, pass incomplete. And this could be offsides. Tigers may get another chance.
There, flags being thrown all around on the field early part of the ball game. Got a lot of penalties.
And the flag will be whistled against the Tigers. Simmons trying to hook up with Youngblood.
One of the biggest things that'll kill a drive early in the game, Matt. I tell you what, if you can't keep your composure, you're excited, a lot of emotions running, home crowd right behind you. Really got to keep your emotions in check and just stay really mentally conscious of what you're trying to do.
Illegal shift against the Tigers, and that will kill the drive. 4th down and 3 as Louisiana Tech declines.
Big stop for the Bulldogs there.
So Win Kopp is on to punt from his 10-yard line. Corey Brazil standing back at the Louisiana Tech 35 to return. A big rush and the punt is blocked. And Louisiana Tech is going to recover it at the 12-yard line. Brandon Avance is the one that covered the ball.
Covered by number 38, Ryan Moat.
Well, I tell you what,
and breaking through to make the block was Booker T. Washington. He came right up the gut.
Nobody ever touched him right there, Matt. Came completely untouched. This will be a big test for the defense early on. They're back down. See Wynn doing his job, trying to get it off as quick as possible. Can't put your punter in that situation right there.
So the Tiger special teams, an early miscue similar to the Georgia contest. And the defense backed up here, but Clemson leading 7-0, and now a timeout has been whistled by Louisiana Tech. They've already burned 2 here in the first half, and we still have a good portion of the first quarter left to play.
You know, you hate to see this too, Matt, because last week Clemson said the #1 thing that beat them was special teams. They won 2 out of the 3 aspects of the game, being offense, defense, and special teams. They feel like they won the offensive battle. They felt like they won the defensive battle, holding the Georgia Bulldogs to 203 total yards. And here you come out in the first quarter having a major letdown with your punting unit. Just can't have that.
And Washington came right up the middle, which is normally the area you figure to have blocked the best.
That's exactly right. Usually you got your bigger guys in the middle to block that interior rush. You usually got a fullback or a linebacker in there.
And of course,
great crowd here, and it needs to really get into it. You can see the Clemson faithful out right now. Get them loud and proud. See if this defense can have a stand.
They'll have to be a 12th man as McCown sets up inside the Clemson 20. He'll have first down at the 18. They're actually inside the 15-yard line. 4 receivers. Louisiana Tech, after the punt block, trying to equal the score early. And the handoff goes on the near side to Ryan Moats, and he has very little, maybe 2 yards.
Great job right there by Nick Eason and John Leak. 2 veteran guys, 2 guys that have really matured this offense from last year to this year. You can see their closing speed right there. John Leak, a guy that you will see all day long flying around this football field making plays.
So 2nd down 8 for the Bulldogs. Go to 3 receivers, bring a tight end in now as McCown surveys the Clemson defense. A quick handoff to Smith, grabbed by the ankles. Nick Eason, a great play to hold Smith to only 1 yard, and he had some daylight without Eason being there.
I'll tell you what, I just got his name out of my mouth, and look right here. Gets a great push, knocks the offensive lineman back in the backfield, and able to make a play. That right there is a 5th-year senior leader.
So Louisiana Tech now facing 3rd and 7. Ryan Moats is in, joining Smith in the backfield. They'll provide more protection for Luke McCown. Death Valley getting loud. They go to the interior screen. Franklin slips a tackle, gets down to the 5, shy of the first down, though. Eric Meekins with the stop.
Well, the Tiger D had a chance to get him way back in the backfield. You know what? I mean, they closed on real quickly. You can see they run the little slip screen. They got guys coming up in the middle, get some pressure. Got a chance to get him right there. Just did not wrap up. But fortunately, they were not able to get the score. So here comes on to try to get 3 on the board for the Bulldogs.
Josh Scobie, the Louisiana Tech kicker. And this one will come from 22 yards. Snap is good, the kick away, and he angles it through. So Louisiana Tech doesn't hit the end zone, but they do make the Tigers pay for the block punt, putting 3 on the board. Late first quarter from Death Valley, Clemson leading Louisiana Tech 7-3. Louisiana Tech gets 3 points on the board. You see Jack Bicknell talking over with the official. Jack Bicknell took over for Gary Croton, who really brought this high-octane offense to Louisiana Tech, and then he moved on to the NFL as the offensive coordinator for the Chicago Bears, and then Croton ends up going to BYU. Saw them play earlier this week against Hawaii, and of course the head man for the Tigers, Tommy Bowden, in his 4th season.
You know, Coach Bowden's got to be pleased right there with his defense bending but not breaking. Now let's see if Jackie Robinson or Kevin Youngblood, one of the 2 guys, or Derek Hamilton, excuse me, can get some type of return, get the guys back, get Clemson back in field position.
They're back deep. You see Robinson and Hamilton. Strong kick here by Scobie, but Hamilton will take it at the 1. Gets the 10, sidesteps a tackler, stays on his feet, cuts it back to the 25, and a nice return by Derek Hamilton.
You see that wide receiver athletic ability right there, being able to jump and elude and scoot and scat. I'm telling you what, that's what D-Ham brings to this ball club.
Lee Johnson made the stop on the man that was 7th last year nationally on the returns.
Derek right here making a great move right there, eluding defenders and escaping and just trying to get every inch that he can get.
So Willie Simmons brings out the Tigers their third possession. First ended in a touchdown, second the blocked punt. They start from the 25, Kelly the single back. And Kelly gets the call, and he's got some room. He takes it up for a first down across the 35 and carries a couple of Bulldogs with him. Michael Johnson finally horse-collared him at the 37.
Well, there you see a classic matchup of who we said Clemson was going to have to give the ball to, it being in Youssef, and Michael Johnson, the guy that leads the team last week in tackles. You see both the big-time players in on that one play right there.
Kelly now 23 yards on 5 carries. 3 receivers here. Kelly again, the deep back as Willie checks at the line of scrimmage. Kelly gets the call one more time and runs into a host of white shirts at the line of scrimmage. He may lose some yardage. Chris Van Hoy with the stop for the Bulldogs.
And not much happening on that play right there, man. It looks like there was some confusion up front. 2 men were let go on that La Tech defensive line.
Second down, 11 for the Tigers. Ben Hall in at the tight end slot now. Simmons retreats into the gun. Hamilton in motion. Quick set, throw, catch by Ben Hall, and he fumbles the football, and Louisiana Tech is on it. Up at the 45.
Tell you what, you can't have that. Turnovers will kill you. You see Ben Hall right here. A big, strong tight end, tall guy, gets open in the middle, trying to get some extra yardage, but the ball just gets popped right out of his hands. And Adam McConaughey right there to knock it out of him. And Louisiana Tech pounces on it. Now they got a chance to redeem themselves early in this first quarter.
First key turnover as Michael Johnson made the recovery as he gets congratulations on the sideline. And again, a short field for the Bulldogs. And talented quarterback Luke McCown. Play fake. Here comes the blitz. He steps up. There's Franklin, incomplete. They had found one-on-one coverage with Brian Mance out there, and with him stride for stride.
That's really good coverage by Brian Mance, and that's what Brian brings to you. He's the guy that you can put on the wide side of the field or the short side of the field and cover somebody one-on-one. Pretty good rush by the Tigers, getting some guys in the backfield to add a little pressure, but Luke, plenty of time to get the ball downfield. But again, Brian right there with some good coverage.
And McCown had Rodney Thomas bearing down. 2nd and 10. This is Smith, maybe 4 yards.
And you see
Tiger 41.
See right there with Todd McClinton in on the play. Todd's a young guy, just moved from tight end to defensive line and just still trying to learn the position, but you can see just sheer athletic ability is going to allow him to make plays on defense.
So the Tigers again force Louisiana Tech into a 3rd and long. 3rd down 7 here from the 41 as they try to erase the Ben Hall fumble. McCown with 4 wide. Firing over the middle, it is complete. He's got Ahmad Harris for a first down and more to the 31 as Kevin Johnson wrestles him down for the Tigers. And Harris, who caught the winning touchdown last week, you see him number 82 over Oklahoma State. A big first down catch here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and in on that play for the Tigers, the defensive front with Derek Coleman and Todd McClinton, both offensive guys last year, both playing defense this year. Inexperience hurt them a little bit right there. Luke, way too much time.
First down 10, Louisiana Tech at the Tiger 31. Clemson leading 7-3. Tigers coming at the line of scrimmage. They go to the reverse, and Clemson was ready. Looks like Donnell Washington bringing down Curry from behind for a 4-yard loss.
Nothing happening with big Donnell Washington. He is staying home and making plays. I tell you what, Matt, last year you can see right here why it was so hard for us to block him in practice. Nobody liked going against Big D. I can tell you that. You want to get that boy fired up.
Donnell Washington, the pride of Beaufort, South Carolina, Battery Creek High School. 2nd down and 14 for Luke McCown and the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs. Here comes the pressure again. They set up the screen to Smith, and he is hammered at the 34, no gain. And it's Brian McNeil, the Swansea Tiger, bringing down Smith.
Brian McNeil, man, I tell you what, really tall, athletic kid. You can see him, he drops back right here when he smells out that it's going to be a screen pass. He stays at home, makes a big play, ran it back for a touchdown, ran a fumble recovery back for a touchdown last year, but does nothing happening for Joe Smith on that play.
A stop here, and the Tigers could force a punt after that fumble on the previous possession. 3rd and 14. Nearly intercepted by Kelvin Morris on the near sideline, and he would have been gone.
That would have been back-to-back games too, Matt. You saw Kelvin Morris last week take an interception from Georgia. This week, a great opportunity, but be very pleased. Tiger fans have to be very pleased with the way this defense is holding up early in this ball game.
And salute the defensive work there. They really made up for that fumble on the previous possession.
See right there, breaking on the ball nicely. Junior college transfer. Love to have that one back.
They're going to attempt a field goal. Scobie from 51. He's got the distance, and he nailed it. Josh Scobie from 51 yards cuts the Clemson lead to 1. And we mentioned earlier, they feel like he's one of the best kickers in the country, and he shows it. As the score moves to 7-6 on the 51-yard boot by that man, Josh Scobie. I really thought we may be punting here, Will, but you see Scobie had plenty of leg.
Yeah, look at Scobie. You can tell he's excited about that. He had confidence in what he could do. And this is what Coach Bicknell, he talked about it to me yesterday. He says, hey, we feel like we get inside the 40. We got a chance to get 3 at any time with our kicking core.
I think the key, though, this Clemson defense holds Louisiana Tech on 2 short drives to field goals and not touchdowns, and that could pay dividends later on.
I can tell you right now, this defense is coming to the sideline saying, hey, O-line, get it in gear. Get the ball down the field and change the position. Change the field position.
So Louisiana Tech blocks a Clemson punt. All they get is 3 points. Then they recover a Ben Hall fumble inside Tiger territory and can only cash in 3 points. So Clemson's lead, despite a couple of miscues, remains intact at 7-6.
Derek Hamilton and Jackie Robinson, 2 veteran guys, 2 guys that have been in the heat quite a few times deep for the Tigers. These are 2 guys that have the possibility of big plays at all times.
Scobie charged up from the field goal. And it's Hamilton at the 9. He's got seam. Derek across the 30, keeps his feet to the 40-yard line. 2 straight great returns by Hamilton, 1 of 25 yards, and now 1 of about 31 yards. As Jerome Wisham finally wrangles him down, but good field position for the Clemson offense.
Look at the burst of speed right up the middle of the La Tech defensive unit. You can see he just never keeps his feet stopping, and that is what Derek Hamilton brings to the table for Clemson.
Came into the game with a strained leg tendon. His status was doubtful, but playing very well early here.
Might want to keep it strained all year.
If it works that well. Play fake, quick out to Youngblood. And he'll get maybe 6-7 yards up the near sideline. Michael Johnson on the tackle. That's Youngblood's second catch of the day. And Josh Scobie, the Louisiana Tech kicker, his career long on that 51-yard field goal that narrowed the Clemson lead to 1. Tigers have moved it out to the 47. 2nd down for Simmons. And it goes to Kelly. He's got midfield. He's got the Louisiana Tech 46. A 1st down for the Tigers. Johnson again the stop. A free safety for Louisiana Tech.
Good job by the offensive line there, Matt. You saw a big time surge on that front line. They changed the line of scrimmage. That zone blocking scheme has worked early on for the Tigers. If it continues to produce that, they'll stick with it all day.
Kelly again in the backfield. 1st down from the 46. Curry in motion. Simmons fakes one way, fires to the near side. J.J. McKelvey, how about 6 yards more on his first catch? Corey Brazil with the stop, but a nice 1st down completion.
You don't go to one tall receiver, you go to another one. You got Kevin Youngblood on one side, and you got J.J. McKelvey, both 6'3", 6'4" guys with great speed. That right there is a dangerous tandem.
Could be the final play of the first quarter, clock ticking down to 5 seconds. And the Tigers will let it go, and we'll switch ends. After 15 minutes, the Tiger defense playing very well in a couple of key situations after mistakes. And the Tiger offense, a touchdown drive on the game's opening possession. And after 1 quarter of play, Clemson leads Louisiana Tech here at Death Valley, 7-6. Second quarter action coming up. Tommy Bowden stalking the sidelines. His Clemson Tigers lead Louisiana Tech 7-6 after 1 quarter. 4th-year head coach. It's interesting, Will, on the other side of the ledger today, the defensive coordinator for Louisiana Tech in his first year, Rick Smith, who was under Coach Bowden at Tulane. So you know that there is some knowledge on the Louisiana Tech sideline.
It's just going to come down to who wears who out up front.
That's spoken like a true offensive line.
That's exactly right.
Kelly gets the 2nd down call, and he's wrestled down. No gain. A surge by the Bulldog front 4.
All kind of penetration by that Bulldog front 4 right there. Getting in the backfield, disrupting the play. Kelly really had nowhere to go on that one.
Corey Street makes the stop there for Louisiana Tech. Junior out of Loosedale, Mississippi. So another 3rd down for the Tigers inside Bulldog territory. 3rd, a long 3. Stack 3 receivers to the right side. Simmons, pitch and catch, 1st down and more. Kevin Youngblood to the 26. Michael Johnson the stop after the junior from Jacksonville, Florida, pumps the arms with his 3rd catch of the day. 1st down.
Tigers got a little something rolling with that inside package with those receiving with the crossing routes. It's not broke. Don't fix it. Keep going with it. That's what I'm sure Coach Bowden, Brad Scott are talking about right now on the sideline.
Ty Hill in the game now. He is the setback for Clemson. Simmons the play fake. Flushed out of there by Street. Looking for some room and then goes down back at the 31. He'll lose 4 yards.
There's a lot of running for Willie to do just to lose 4 yards right there. Made a lot of elusive moves right there. Show that he does have some quick footwork.
Spencer Young the stop for Louisiana Tech.
See right there, La Tech guys all in the backfield. Willie really nowhere to go.
So a 2nd down and long now for the Tigers. Early 2nd quarter. And Clemson out in front thanks to a Yusuf Kelly 1-yard touchdown early in the 1st quarter. Willie trying to set up the screen, and it's interrupted nicely on the far sideline. Louisiana Tech burst the screen with Carlin Thomas on the corner.
See right there, the offensive line letting them go, but just drift. The defense was just drifting. Looks like they smelled it out from the get-go. Tell you what, that play just did not develop well for the Tigers, as that linebacker core from La Tech saw that coming from the get-go.
So Simmons has the Tigers with a 3rd and 14 now. Time to throw over the middle. He overshoots Derek Hamilton. He was there. And a little too much on it from Willie Simmons.
Right there, Willie had 4 receivers all downfield. All kind of guys to choose from, and the one open guy really was just hoping that they could put it on the money for Derek Hamilton. He broke down the middle of the field. Now you've got a decision to make.
Well, the Tigers will try and tackle on 3 more. Aaron Hunt out to attempt a 48-yarder out of Jeff Scott's hole. Hunt has the distance, and he has the precision. He nails it from 48, and the Tigers push their lead to 10-6. We'll be back. You're watching CSS, your source for sports in the Southeast.
They're grilling again. We're going over.
They just had us over last week.
Oh, yeah. I can almost taste it.
But my hair.
Don't worry, honey. They love us. Hold it. We've hit the mother load. 12 ounces of delicious T-bone.
Shoney's is serving up family favorites at a price you'll love. Classics like our original half-a-pound and grilled chicken entrees or our 12-ounce T-bone steak. And try one of 3 tasty toppings for just 99 cents more. Shoney's, we can't wait to have you over.
Tune in to CSS on Saturday for a triple header of college football at noon Eastern. Wisconsin hosts Northern Illinois, followed by Florida A&M and Morgan State at 3:30. And the final game of the day pits Army and Rutgers at 7 o'clock. That's all right here on CSS, your source for sports in the Southeast. Right here, it's Will Merritt, Matt Hogue with you. Clemson Tiger fans enjoying their early 10-6 lead on IPTAY Day here at Memorial Stadium.
Aaron Hunt right there trying to redeem himself from last week, hitting the upright on one, coming up short on another one. But Aaron Hunt makes good on a 48-yard field goal right there. That'll make fans forget about the previous week.
That equals Hunt's career long. And he is set to kick off here. Short kick. It'll be Eric Franklin at the 9. Reverses his field and then runs into a couple of Tigers. Ball comes loose. Flag flies as well. All sorts of things happening here. Tony Elliott may have recovered. And do the Tigers benefit from the first Louisiana Tech mistake? They unpile, and they do. Tony Elliott comes out from the bottom of the pile.
Right here, short kick, gets it inside the 10. Looks like he's going to change the field position, get all he can. Tries to protect the ball and just knocks it out of his own hand. And Clemson pounces on it now. The Tigers can capitalize on the first Bulldog mistake of the day.
A huge momentum shift here. There was a flag on the play, but it was against Louisiana Tech, and obviously the Tigers declined. So 1st and 10 from the 19. And I would think the Tigers go right at the end zone perhaps here.
Had the same scenario last week against Georgia. We're not able to capitalize. Let's see what happens this time.
2 receivers. And the handoff will go to the deep back, Ty Hill, and not much there. In fact, he loses a couple of yards. Jonte Price.
Ty Hill, really what the coaches think is just their speedster, the guy that they can get on the corner, let him break some tackles and maybe get on down the field. I'll tell you what, when you got 3 and 4 in the backfield, I don't care how fast you are, you're not going to get out of that one.
Chad Jasmine checks in now for the Tigers as they give Kelly a rest on this series. He and Ty Hill, the offset backfield. And 2nd down, 12. Simmons puts McKelvey in motion. Dumps it off. Jasmine had a lot of room, but the pass underthrown may have been deflected. It was by Carlin Thomas. So quickly, the Tigers into a 3rd and long situation after the fumbled Louisiana Tech kickoff return.
Yeah, right there. You know, Chad Jasmine makes that catch. He has got nothing but green grass ahead of him.
Willie Simmons now 3 straight incompletions after starting red hot. Tigers lead 10-6. Scored on their last possession, a field goal, looking for more. Simmons fires, great catch, and then dropped by McKelvey. Incomplete pass. The Bulldogs chase after it, but McKelvey never secured the ball, so quickly Clemson into a 4th down scenario, and you would figure that the field goal is in the offing.
Well, McKelvey makes a great job of just getting his hands on that ball. Looks like he was going to bring in a catch, be able to bring it in. But Jonte Price right there to put pressure on him and knock it out of his hands, and it's ruled incomplete. See Willie coming to the sidelines right there. He has got to be dejected. Starting off the game, completion after completion, and hit a little slump here, but Willie's a tough kid. He'll bounce back.
Hunt has a 48-yarder, and now he will attempt a 38-yard field goal. It's a fake. Here's Jasmine. on the run, shakes a couple of tackles, but he won't make the first down. He picks up 8 yards, gets inside the 15, but not enough for the first down, and Louisiana Tech will take over as Corey Brazil finally made the stop on the fake.
Right here you see Jeff Scott getting the hold. Nice pitch to Chad Jasmine. He's got nice blockers upfield. And there's a little fumble there at the end of play. The Tigers, of course, it really doesn't matter when it's on 4th down. It's going to be La Tech's ball anyways. But they got a long way to go, Matt. 85 yards.
Tommy Bowden gambling there, figuring a touchdown on the board could weaken the spirit of Louisiana Tech versus a field goal. And at worst, Louisiana Tech, as you mentioned, a long field, but quickly they come up throwing, and the tight end makes the catch all the way out to the 31-yard line for a first down. That's Aaron Capps. He's not the starting tight end, but he gets his first catch of the game.
See right here, not much pressure on Luke McCown. He's plenty of time, dumps it to his tight end. Tight end making a good catch to get him out of a hole. Brings him out on the other side of the 30-yard line.
There's McCown. 1st and 10. The handoff goes to Smith. He'll have a couple.
Yeah, that's what
down at the 32.
Clemson said, that they were going to rely on Rodney Feaster and John Leak to really be run stoppers today. You can see both of the linebackers in on that play. Those were the two that Coach Lovett pointed out this week. He said if John Leak, Rodney Thomas, and Rodney Feaster stop the run, make them be one-dimensional, they feel real good about their chances.
McCown 6 of 10, 63 yards through the air so far. He steps back on 2nd down. Incomplete. He overshot DJ Curry up at the 42. And now a 3rd and long coming for Louisiana Tech. This Louisiana Tech team does not have particularly large receivers, Will, which is really a departure from what Clemson features. So in at least man-to-man coverage, the Tigers have an advantage today.
See McCowan already throwing for 63 yards, 6 of 11, a little better than 50%.
McCown had his 7th 400-yard career game last week. His team in a tough spot here, 3rd and 9 from their own 31. McCown with time, steps up. Not a running quarterback, and he nearly threw an interception in a double coverage, in and out of the hands of Altroy Bodrick. And Eric Sampson dropped back nicely in coverage as well. And after a first down pass by Louisiana Tech, they are stuffed in 3 downs.
Right here you see Matt Luke's got time, but then he scrambles, gets an open. He's got good field vision. But right here, Altroy Bodrick sitting out the year last year with that knee injury. A senior coming back, wanting to make a statement, wanting to make it to the next level. He'll do it, keep making plays like that.
Brian Mance back to receive the punt from Upton. His 2nd boot of the day. Upton with time, blocked. It looked like DeLuzme that got through and made the block for the Tigers. They scramble on it at the 18. It was Ronnie DeLuzme who makes the block for the Tigers, laying out. And a game that continues to turn on turnovers and block punts has turned once more for the Tigers.
Yeah, Ronnie DeLuzme, here is a guy that I've played with the last couple of years. He's always working hard. The coaches love him because of his work ethic. Right here, he busts up through the middle. David Dunham right over there to scat and jump on top of it. 2 young guys from Clemson making big plays early in this ball game.
Now can the Tigers capitalize? Last time they got a fumble on the kickoff, and the fake field goal failed to achieve a first down. Now they have it at the Louisiana Tech 17. Here's Kelly back in the game, bangs his way across the 10, near a first down at the 8-yard line.
So I'll tell you what, that Clemson staff, coaching staff, running backs coach Burton Burns has got to love how Yusef Kelly is running the rock right now. He takes the ball, he's north and south, right there, just bulls his way down to the goal line. You got to keep giving the guy like that the ball. Lowering the head and just running right over the Louisiana Tech linebackers.
2nd and short. And they bust forward with Kelly again. He might have the first down here.
Looks like he lost his footing there. You know, Matt, they just completely redid this football field. They took out the entire crown. There was a huge crown in the field. You can already start to see some little dirt spots coming up where they've resodded it in places and sprigged it and got it some new grass growth. So that was a big concern for Coach Bowden. How would the grass hold up in this opener?
They'll come in to measure. And this one may be a little short. Half a yard or so. Louisiana Tech defensive brain trust.
Here's where you put it in the hands of your Hogs right now.
Kelly figures to get the pigskin once more on 3rd and a couple feet. Instead, Simmons got knocked backward, but then surges forward. He'll have the first down, I believe.
Willie showing great second effort there. Gets a nice pop from a La Tech defender. Cage busts through, number 99, and gets a nice pop on Willie, but he just never quits. And gets that first down, puts Tigers in a great position to get them a score.
1st and goal, Clemson leading 10-6, 9:40, second quarter from Death Valley. Simmons looks to the sideline. Kelly, the single back, he'll get the call. Big hole, touchdown, Clemson Tigers. His second of the day, his 5th career. And the Tigers capitalize on the block punt and push the lead to 16-6.
Well, I'll tell you what, that offensive line right now is rolling. Big Greg Walker and Gary Bird, Derek Brantley, Nick Black. Man, I'll tell you what, they're really rolling. Jermaine Chester getting some nice work up front and allowing Youssef just to really roll into the end zone, basically untouched.
Aaron Hunt for the point. And the Tigers lead it 17-6, 9:32 left in the second quarter.
See big Greg Walker right there pulling around, swallowing the linebacker. Let Kelly take it right in.
This Sunday, check out CSS for Alabama and Auburn football at 2 p.m. Eastern. The Alabama Crimson Tide take on the North Texas Mean Green. Then at 9 o'clock, Auburn begins its journey for the SEC Championship at home against Vandy. That's right here on CSS. It's your source for sports in the Southeast. Well, the Tiger cheerleaders loving it. The Tiger fanatics loving it. Clemson up 17-6 over Louisiana Tech to kick off here with 9.5 left in the first half. It'll be Franklin at the 3. Runs into one of his own blockers and then falls forward to the 25.
I tell you what, right there, the entire time I just zeroed in on Leroy Hill. Not only did he run over a defender, he ran over 2 defenders and made the play. Leroy Hill right there single-handedly stopped Louisiana Tech on the 25-yard line.
So here are the Bulldogs, who have had their struggles today. Turnover, blocked punt. They swing it out to DJ Curry, and he'll run up to the 31 as John Leaf makes the tackle. Picks up about 6 yards.
Really good play for Louisiana Tech, slinging it out of the backfield right there. You see a nice completion, but John Leaf, just the speedster on that defense. The coaches love how he flies around the field over there to make the play.
Junior out of Plano, Texas, 134 tackles last year. Second down 5 for the Bulldogs. Right up the middle goes Joe Smith for a first down and more to the Bulldog 43. Gain of 13.
They ripped it right up the gut on the Tiger defense right there. The offensive line does a great job of getting a hat on a hat, sealing off Todd McClinton in the backfield, and Joe Smith able to get great yardage for the Bulldogs.
On that play, Smith more yardage than Louisiana Tech had in rushing up to that point. Pass into all kinds of traffic by McCown. Luckily for him, goes incomplete. He was trying to get the ball to Ahmad Harris in the area and also Sean Piper.
Another missed opportunity for the Tigers. The ball being batted way up in the air gives your defensive backs and linebackers a chance to get under it.
Saw there Kelvin Morris back in the game, number 48. McCown, quick set, incomplete. Through the hands of Freddie King up around midfield, and a late flag comes in, and King really tried to sell this one, and they may have Bodrick or Morris. I think it was Morris.
Yeah, the Kelvin Morris, a junior college transfer, trying to make plays like he did last week. Looks like he grabbed the jersey of the Louisiana Tech receiver just prior to the ball arriving.
Holding. Defense on an eligible receiver. Pass across the line of scrimmage. 10 yards from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Jeff Flanagan, our referee, making the call, so Louisiana Tech moves the chains once more.
See Coach Bowden right there. He is not happy with it, but you know, coaches, they have a tendency just to look through some orange-colored glasses or some blue-colored glasses. They don't think their teams can do any wrong.
Few penalties for each team, really. The blocked punts, one each for Louisiana Tech and Clemson, and the turnovers have been the key so far. And Kelvin Morris may have come into the neutral zone, then the ball pops loose. There is a flag down. That was actually Nick Eason who came over the line of scrimmage. So an offside penalty against the Tigers.
Nick Eason trying to get a quick jump, throwing the center off a little bit, bobbling the snap. Nick Eason, like I said, one of those senior defensive linemen, just continuing trying to make plays.
So fortuitous play here for Louisiana Tech, 1st and 5. Midway second quarter, and they trail Clemson by 11. Quick out to Curry. Not much, 2 yards at best. John Leak was right on the spot.
And the youngster Justin Miller right there. Right there, and you know, they were a little worried about this young kid coming into playing his first time, but showing right there great closing speed, great quickness, getting right on the receiver and making a play.
Miller, the freshman, true freshman out of Owensboro, Kentucky. He was the only true freshman for the Tigers to play last week against Georgia. McCown settles under center on 2nd and 5, so no gain officially on the previous play. That pass is caught by Freddie King, and then he is nearly beheaded by Kelvin Morris.
One thing you can say about Kelvin Morris is this: he is in on just about every play. Now, granted, he got called for the holding call there, but man, right here you can see Kelvin Morris breaking so quickly and getting right on Freddie King.
Kelvin Morris doing his high school nickname justice. He's playing like a Timmonsville whirlwind today. 3rd down, 3 for the Bulldogs. Great catch made by Eric Franklin. He stays in bounds on the far sideline. A Bulldog first down. A gain of 7.
That's just a good throw and catch right there. Quarterback with plenty of time, quick release. Just a great executed play right there by Louisiana Tech as they're methodically just taking this ball down the field.
And Will, early they seem to want to work the seams down the middle, deeper passes. Now they've really gone to the possession game.
They really have. They've tried to eat up some clock, knowing that offensive Clemson can score. They're trying to chew up some clock and hopefully get this thing closer before halftime.
Curry and Harris at the bottom of your screen. And that pass is intercepted. Yes, it is at the 32. Brian Mance, his 7th career interception on the deflection. What a play.
I tell you what, you know, I've said it a couple of times already, Matt. These balls getting tipped up in the air gives the defensive backs chances to get underneath it. The ball right off the hands of Eric Franklin and Brian Mance right there to scoop it up. That cornerback, that's what a cornerback loves, when a Ball gets tipped on there, gives him an extra step to try to get there. Congratulations all around for him on the sideline as that defense is loving him right now.
The Tigers have had some close calls. Morris almost had one. Bodrick almost made a pick. This time Mance scoops it off the turf. And Willie Simmons and company back in business. First down from their own 33, and now Willie has to burn a timeout. Turnovers have played a key. 2 now by Louisiana Tech, a fumble and that interception. The Tigers had a fumble earlier.
Coach Bowden addressed that in preseason before the start of the year, says the #1 thing that we cannot do is turn the ball over. And they're really trying to work on that. Cut their turnovers down. They were like 90th in the nation in turnover ratio last year. And you know that Coach Bicknell and the Louisiana Tech coaching staff right there are trying to correct mistakes, knowing they continue to turn it over and give the ball to the Clemson offense. It will be a long day for them.
First interception of the year for Luke McCown, albeit a young season. But after putting the ball in the air 66 times against Oklahoma State and no picks, that's pretty good odds.
Coach Bicknell said to me yesterday, saying he threw it 66 times, only completed 38. I thought he could do better. He thinks he could do better. Tell you what, airing it out that many times, you're just glad not to have a pick.
The Tigers out of the timeout. They have 2 remaining now. Their first of the half. And we're set to go. Clemson leading 17-6. 2 touchdowns by Yusuf Kelly and a 48-yard field goal by Aaron Hunt. Willie Simmons improvising here. Can he get to the corner? No, he cannot. A nice open field tackle made by Marshall.
Yeah, Willie Simmons flushed out of the pocket, just trying to make something happen. You know, a lot of people were criticizing Willie last week for throwing the ball away, trying to make some extra yardage right there. Willie will get better with his decision making right there. I think that was a pretty good decision. Didn't look like any receivers were open downfield. Just get what you can and get out.
Lost a little yardage, second down and long. Simmons rolls. And he underthrows the Tiger receiver. That's Ronnie Thomas in on this series. His high school teammate down in Quincy, Florida, Shanks High School. And Willie upset there. He kicks one of those pieces of side that's been churned up, and looked like the play was there, Will.
It really did. It looks like there were a couple of open receivers. Willie's disgusted with himself. Willie's 11 for 18 right now with 97 yards. Really good out of the gate. And Willie's one of these guys that is a very accurate passer. There's no doubt he'll get it together.
Tigers have 3rd and long. Here comes the blitz from Louisiana Tech. Simmons on the move. Curry goes down, and they will give him the catch. Nice job as he scoops it, but well short of the first down. Now the officials change their decision and rule incomplete.
Right here you see the ball's delivered, and right there looks like it hits the ground before entering the bread basket of Aries Curry. Looks like it just skipped right off the turf.
Either way, the Tigers forced to punt as Kopp stands back at the 17. Corey Brazil deep to receive for Louisiana Tech. Here comes the rush. Kopp gets it away. Line drive kick. Brazil takes it at his 26. Nice cut to the near side, gets him some extra yardage, and then he's wrapped up at the 39. J.J. Howard gets a lick, as does Rodney Feaster for the Tigers. 5:48 left in the first half. Clemson leads Louisiana Tech 17-6. You're watching CSS, your source for sports in the Southeast. Back here at Memorial Stadium. Late first half. Clemson leads Louisiana Tech 17-6. Louisiana Tech's first play, a nice 17-yard gain on a pass completion to Chris Norwood. So they now have it in Tiger territory. Here's Joe Smith picking his way across the 40 and down to the 38. He'll have 7 yards. Donnell Washington makes the stop.
Joe Smith, a guy last week against Oklahoma State, they not only counted on him on the ground, but they counted on him in the air, catching 10 passes. You know,
Will, you've been there a few times.
I've been right there, Coach Ron West, talking to his offensive line, talking to the big boys up front, telling them, keep it rolling. Doing a really good job thus far in the ball game.
Second down for McCown at the 38. Play fake. Dumps it over the middle, incomplete. He had to unload that one quicker than he wanted to. Bearing down was Bryant McNeil from the weak side.
Bryant McNeil right there getting a nice shot on Luke McCown. I tell you what, they're going to have more of that to keep him on his heels, because you give this kid time, he will pick your secondary apart.
Well, Louisiana Tech now with a 3rd down 5. They are 2 of 6 on 3rd down conversions today, trying to put points on the board here late in the first half, trailing by 11. Death Valley comes to its feet. McCown calls his own number, and he'll have the 1st down and more down to the 29-yard line as he picks up 9 yards. John Leak finally makes the stop. We don't see McCown do this very often.
No, you don't. He's not really the running quarterback, but right here he's got a huge hole. Goes right through, and you see the wide receiver, Chris Norwood, with a great block out there on the edge to allow him to get the 1st down.
So now 5 wide receivers. Major Richmond is in, the tight end. They split him out to the bottom of the screen. Here is McCown on the quick hitter. It's Norwood. He's got some room. The 20 down to the 15. Another 1st down for Louisiana Tech. A gain of 14 yards. Eric Meekins the stop.
Yeah, right here you see McCown with the screen pass. They got a big hole over on that right side. You can see him busting down through the seam. Eric Meekins making a really nice open field tackle. Eric right down the road here, 25 miles from Easley High School. Hometown hero making good on that play.
So Louisiana Tech with a serious challenge on this possession. 1st and 10, Clemson 15. McCown moves under center. Here's King in motion. And King will get it on the end around. He spins his way close to the 12-yard line, maybe 3 yards. John Leak, another stop, starting to accumulate tackles here in the 2nd quarter.
John Leak's one of those guys that can just fight off offensive linemen. He can fight off receivers. He's strong enough to take on a 300-pounder, as well as quick and elusive enough to avoid a receiver. That's what makes him very dangerous at that linebacker position.
Carrying on that Clemson tradition, really in the mold of Keith Adams, Anthony Simmons.
Linebacker University.
2nd down 8 here. Leak now 6 tackles for the Tigers as McCown and the Bulldogs take their final timeout of the first half with 3:07 remaining in the 2nd quarter. McCown and company will talk it over.
Ladies and gentlemen,
with Jack McNell.
Your attention to television to see some of the greatest plays in past Clemson USA.
Fans, if you want to keep up with what's going to be on CSS each day, then the place for you to go is to the CSS website at www.css-sports.com. You'll find our weekly schedule there, as well as other information about our network. CSS, it's your source for sports in the Southeast. Tiger mascot entertaining the fans as usual.
The Tiger Cub, a spinoff of one of the nation's most visible and notorious Tiger mascot. The Tiger Cub Club was invented for youngsters who wanted to be a part of IPTAY, and now the Tiger Cub Club is a way for kids just to really get involved with the Clemson atmosphere.
So McCown and company back on the field. They have their instructions. Trying to draw closer to the Tigers here, who lead by 11. This is 2nd and 8 from the 12. McCown shifts to a tighter formation. This is Richmond in motion. Hand off to Smith. Right up the middle, shakes one tackle, but only reaches the 9-yard line. Again, John Leak grabs him by the ankles. His 7th stop today.
Tell you what, you can go ahead and just record his name and just keep hitting replay, because you're going to hear John Leak all day long because that's the way he plays, wide open.
Louisiana Tech wants its first touchdown of the day. They only have 2 field goals so far. Tiger defense trying to make a stop on 3rd and 5. 4 wide for McCown. All day to throw. Now it finally closes in on him. The ball comes loose and a flag down. The Tigers, I think, recovered. Let's check the penalty marker.
Big Khalid Vaughn, number 56. You can see him walking right there. Khalid Vaughn, I had trouble blocking him as a senior last year, and I know those Louisiana Tech Bulldogs don't have trouble today. A strong kid that has worked extremely hard. Coach Joey Batson, the strength coach, said he's one of those guys that just works hard every time he comes in there, getting a lot of pressure.
Well, the Tigers had made the stop. The ball came loose, but they never actually signaled a possession change, and then the penalty flag flew in, and a face mask against the Tigers could give Louisiana Tech new life here.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, half the distance to the goal, automatic, first down.
Yeah, the worst kind of penalty. Try to find it here.
See right there, just getting a big push by Nick Eason. He's the first one there. And Khalid Vaughn coming around the right tackle. I believe they got Nick Eason reaching around and grabbing a piece of the metal.
And Eason comes out of the game here. 1st and goal, Bulldogs at the 5. Here's Richmond in motion. They'll run behind him to Smith. Stopped and dropped at the 3. Ryan Mance and Rodney Thomas stuffed that one. So 2nd and goal for the Bulldogs as they've really possessed the football on this drive. They've run quite a bit of time off. Down to 2 minutes now in the first half. They are out of timeouts. So gain of 2 for Smith, who now has 33 yards on 9 carries. Second and goal from the 3. See the timeout situation. They'll try Smith one more time. Nothing doing. Bryant McNeil pinches over and makes the stop, joined by John Leak.
Bryant McNeil, one of the quicker defensive ends that you're going to see this season. Not maybe the biggest guy, but definitely quick. And right there you can see just utilizing his speed. See Coach Bowden right there. He's very, very pleased with the productivity of Bryant McNeil thus far in this early season.
A gain of 1 on the play, so 3rd and goal from the 1 now, and Death Valley comes alive. McCown under center. They go to Smith again, dives, and he gets in for the score. Joe Smith with the touchdown, and Louisiana Tech has trimmed the lead to 5 with the point after coming.
Joe Smith, you just heard that name all the way down the field. They had 85 yards to go, and he was their workhorse. Gave it to him out of the backfield.
Score comes with 55 seconds left. Louisiana Tech on the odd point, but they, at least for the moment, opt for the kick versus 2 points. Scobie boots it up, and he boots it through. So our new score with 55 seconds left in the half. Clemson 17, Louisiana Tech 13. On a long time-consuming drive by the Bulldogs, capped by Joe Smith's 1-yard touchdown run.
Right here you see the Louisiana Tech offensive line doing a good job zoning to the left. Joe Smith just getting a big jump, diving for the end zone, and getting in there and cutting this lead to 4. Now, Matt, the Tigers are faced with 55 seconds to work with. Take their spread package and see how quickly they can get it down. Hopefully get 3 on the board. Of course, in a perfect world, they'll take some shots for the end zone and get a strike before they go in for halftime.
And that would really give the Tigers a serious emotional edge. Louisiana Tech right now would obviously feel very good about the situation. You're only down 4 perhaps going into halftime. But a late score could change all of that as they go to the locker room.
See what the Tigers do not want to leave Louisiana Tech in the ballgame. We saw how effectively they worked in the second half against Oklahoma State last week, putting up the last 21 points of the game. Tigers need to bounce back and recover as quickly as possible here and get some points back on the board.
Louisiana Tech, of course, from the Western Athletic Conference, which is kind of hard to digest considering their geographic location. They play, of course, Fresno State, Boise State, programs like that. A lot of travel involved for this Louisiana Tech team, but even outside the conference, not afraid to go play the best programs in the country.
Interesting point. Louisiana Tech will play in 4 different time zones this year. Tells you how all over the country they're going to go.
And the kick on the way, kind of a line driver through the hands of Robinson. He's got to bring that one out. Up to the 15, maybe the 16-yard line. He mishandled it and had to bring it off the goal line. Orlandis Williams with the stop for the Bulldogs. In fact, Louisiana Tech in 4 time zones, and they don't even play Hawaii this year, which is a part of the Western Athletic Conference, which is on their schedule every other year.
Well, let's see what the Tigers can do. They got 49 seconds to try to get this ball 85 yards, 84 yards down the field. Try to get them some more points before the half.
49 seconds to work with. Simmons in the gun. Low snap on the reverse to Hamilton. Nowhere to go. He'll change his field. Now he has some room. He's got the 20 and out to about the 22. So Derek Hamilton gets a 5-yard gain. Carlin Thomas the stop.
Derek Hamilton just made something out of nothing there. Started one way and had nowhere to go. Changes field position. Just utilizes his speed and gets good yardage.
Tigers burn their second timeout of the first half. They'll talk it over now. Still 31 seconds on the clock. If they get down the field in scoring position, they need a big play.
Yeah, this is kind of a situation you see Coach Stockstill, that Ron West, Burton Burns, all these guys on the offensive side that I've played for the last 3 years. Right now, I guarantee you they're debating, do they want to go with their 4 wide set and just continue to try to throw the ball down the field. They got 1 timeout left to work with, so they can afford to take some shots downfield, maybe an incomplete pass or 2 and stop the clock.
Kelly in as the backfield mate of Simmons. Your receivers on this series: Youngblood, Curry, Hamilton, and Robinson.
See Yusef Kelly right there with the new face mask. Supposed to prevent jaw injuries.
2 touchdowns today for the Tigers. 2nd and 3. They go to the screen and very short yardage. Youngblood with his 4th catch of the day, but he'll actually lose a yard or 2. Chris Marshall to stop. The Tigers will probably let it go here with 14 seconds on the clock. They'll head to the locker room with the lead. Willie Simmons already making his way toward the locker room area. So the first half in the books in this 2002 home opener for the Tigers. A couple of blocked punts, a couple of turnovers by each team. 2 touchdowns by Yusef Kelly as Clemson out in front 17-13. It's halftime at Death Valley.